Welcome back to Halftime Report. So, MapmyIndia, which is a homegrown digital maps and deep technology company, has unveiled Mappls, which is an app, logistics solutions for the enterprises. Now, Mappls is integrated with the Government of India's Ulip to discuss this opportunity size and the business outlook. Rohan Verma, who's the CEO and Executive Director of MapmyIndia, joins in now. Rohan, thanks a lot for joining us. If you can just start by telling us, what is the opportunity size that Mappls has? How many enterprises you think would use it eventually? And have you had any discussions or conversations?
Thanks a lot, Sonia, for having me. See, there are 280 million vehicles, many of them involved in fleet logistics across the country. And almost all of them can benefit from MapmyIndia's digitization technologies, which can help them help digitize and optimize logistics. So this really is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. And this is one of the reasons why we had bought the IoT and logistics SaaS company G-Tropy in January. And if you look at it from the government's point of view, the stated mission is 14% of GDP is the cost of logistics. Today, it has to be brought down to single digits, 8 or 9%. So 5% of GDP is the amount of value that can be created, and a lot of that can be driven by technology, and that's squarely where MapmyIndia is playing in. So very, very large opportunity for us in the logistics sector, providing our technology.
Right. We understand that, Rohan, you spoke about being integrated with the Ulip, which is the Unified Logistics Interface Platform, which was announced as part of the National Logistics Policy, which would consolidate all the various government angles that are there in this to make things simple for people. What we try to understand here, both Sonia and me, is yours the only solution in the market? What's this benefit that you get by integrating with Ulip? Is there a revenue share model with the government? How exactly does this work?
Yeah, see, the simple use case that was shown to the Prime Minister also, amongst the many things, was track your transport. So every logistics stakeholder, whether the shipper or the receiver or even the vehicle owner, wants to know where the good is in real time, because that's how they can plan inventory, expected time of arrival, etc. Now, Ulip, by integrating MapmyIndia's APIs, is able to show that on the pan-India map using us. Ulip's business model is being discussed and finalized by the government themselves. And as a result of that, we will also get some commercial benefit from that specific use case of Ulip. So we are not the only technology provider that exists in the logistics sector, but definitely we are one of the most advanced and largest providers. So we can ride this increased accelerated wave of digitization that is coming in the logistics sector with a pretty comprehensive set of offerings. If people look at our offerings, they will find that any logistics
No, just trying to understand what would the sort of revenue potential be, any kind of revenue sharing model between the government and you, if you can put some numbers to this.
Like I said, the business model for Ulip is being finalized by the government. I'll let them kind of take the lead on kind of announcing that, we will follow from there. But outside of that, like I said, outside of Ulip, outside of government, we get per vehicle per month. There are per API transactions, per use case. This is kind of MapmyIndia's standard business model applied to this very, very large and growing vertical of logistics.
Right. So we'll talk about that when we come to it. But Rohan, the last 2.5 months, we're towards the end of the second quarter itself. Can you tell us what's the kind of key wins that you've had in terms of clients? At the same time, you've also invested in an auto startup called Navgati, about $4 million. What's the rationale behind that?
So, I'll talk about key wins first. Key wins are, again, across segments. So whether it is, smart city polices, police departments, or state road transport corporations, or footwear companies, or tech, social media kind of apps, or of course in the automotive sector, you saw the new MG Hector and MG Gloucester being talked about with with our maps and technologies. So the momentum of wins continues, and the different types of use cases, including, let's say, from drone-based solutions for mapping out rural properties, the momentum of wins continue. Just on Naugati, it's actually quite a small investment. It's 1 crore, from our side. It's an interesting company on the oil and gas vertical SaaS sector. They provide solutions for congestion monitoring and compliance monitoring based on video analytics and IoT for oil and gas, fuel stations, CNG pumps, etc. It's complementary in the sense that we can find a partner to go deeper into oil and gas vertical, because that's generally MapmyIndia's strategy, that our horizontal platforms, maps and technologies applied to one industry at a time gives us headway to grow more in each sector and penetrate that market deeper with the number of clients that exist in that space. So we're expecting more oil and gas vertical penetration for us in the time to come with the help of Naugati, together with them.
Okay. You do have a little under 400 crores on your books in terms of cash. How do you plan to use that?
Sonia, so mix of organic and inorganic. Okay. Organic means expanding our own product portfolio, enhancing that, expanding our market presence and reach, including international. So that's organic. And inorganic is things like Naugati, things like other kind of acquisitions or investments that we look at from time to time based on the synergy and addressable market opportunity that it affords to us. So mix of organic and inorganic.
Rohan, final question from my end. Then, there have been instances of inaccuracies in the product that you have as well. And, it's across the board. I mean, you see it from the international competition that you have as well. But my point is that, you spoke about the national logistics policy and how that benefits you. But a broad, perspective of that policy is also to increase exports and simplify exports. So to that extent, how does your product integrate with global shipping companies? What's your kind of strength in maps outside of India? That's point number one. And secondly, what are you doing to get to the B2C place? Because currently you're just B2B and B2B2C if you must. There's no direct B2C play out here for you.
Yeah, great questions. So, on the first point of, let me answer the B2C and B2B2C point first. And at the second question on the maps, see, we have integrated maps for 200 other countries into our solution. So now we are not just an India only solution, we're a global solution provider to any company or organization for any country. Now, the interesting thing around logistics and the consumer app, and this is what differentiates us from typical B2C players that we are all used to. Now, using MapmyIndia's Mappls app, a truck driver can see what the cheapest route is, including toll and trip costs based on the vehicle type and fuel mileage. He can see rest stops. A two-wheeler rider can get the exact directions to a house number so that he doesn't have to call the person and ask them, now I've reached nearby, where do I come? So logistics becomes simpler from the end user point of view. Plus, our our platform allows for logistics optimization at the back end, IoT for fleet management, multimodal route optimization. This is quite a unique combination of B2C app plus B2B and B2B2C platform so that we can solve logistics, transportation, road safety in a more comprehensive way. And I think over time, as we start advertising and promoting our consumer app, more and more people will realize that not just can it help them in their daily life as a consumer, but the backend systems that we have integrated with the government systems as well as their enterprise systems gives a holistic technology solution to really transform the country. That's what we are really excited about.
That point, Rohan. Yeah, we understand that point. Yours is a more comprehensive product, etc., for local markets, tailor-made to truck drivers and two-wheelers, etc. In 2013, there was one app which did extremely well, and it was competing against Google. That's Waze. Google went ahead and bought it for $1.3 billion. Do you think that's a possibility here as well? Because there's a good local app, there's comprehensive solutions that you guys are giving, and then there comes a global player with a lot of money. Are you open to something like that?
We are very excited about what we plan to do for the consumer side. I would just say, keep an eye out. We've been building a war chest. I think people are appreciating the unique features of the app. There is stuff that we intend to do on the consumer side. Definitely, good question, and it's something that will unfold in the time to come.
Will you sell to Google?
No. We built a 27-year-old strong business, very, very focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think we are far better, far superior in this mapping space. We intend to be a very strong, independent company. I think, the world is our oyster. It's really our execution. And we really want India to have very strong, indigenous deep tech products and platforms company whose technology can be exported globally. Why should we have to be worried about being bought? We can grow into something very large.
Okay, all the best for that. Thanks a lot for joining in. That's MapmyIndia with their latest Mappls consumer app. We'll slip into a quick break. On the other side, we'll put focus on what we can expect from Jerome Powell's commentary later tonight. Do stay tuned in.